No fats, no femmes.
What is it? What is it?
And why you're
Triggered
by it starts right now.
Oh, God! Hey, I'm still can't even unlock the damn door. Oh, Jesus.
As a feminine man, you gotta know. You just don't know. Like, most men want a masculine man.
Shit, I'm glad he said it first, because y'all know how y'all get when it's me.
They're like, oh, I don't know about this. I got concerns. I don't do the heels. I don't do the oohs and ahs. And it's kind of like, damn, like, you should accept me for who I am as a person. Like, on the outside, I'm just trying to exist just like you. It was to a point where I started practicing their makeup. My mom was like, do you want to be a boy or girl? You need to choose one. And it's like, I shouldn't have to choose. Like, I'm human. I can do what I want to do. I can take this wig off. I can top. I can bottom. I can do whatever I want to do. I can be feminine and I can be masculine. And that's why I keep my beard and my mustache, because I don't want them to get confused.
You see those 4 words on someone's profile, you immediately roll your eyes and hit the block button, likely dismissing it as a phobia when you two are just misaligned. No fats, no femmes. It's more than just those 4 words. Speaking from my lens as someone who prioritizes my physical health and uses food as fuel versus a reward for running 5 miles, in my experience, we just don't have the same lifestyle. I run an average of 25 miles a week and I lift also. Both of these things take discipline and routine in addition to the work that I do. I was once open to dating anyone with a good heart, but from my experience, the fat guys that I dated were very insecure. They had low self-esteem, they presented as confident, but once you got to know them, in truth, they were just insecure. They led with their wallet, those that could, and those that couldn't, they led with their use your imagination. As someone who's done the work, no. For me, it goes into a lot more of the areas that this spills over into in your life. Their car and their homes were always dirty. They ate their feelings, and they had a lot of feelings. And none of them were okay with calling it fat. Thick, chubby, stocky, husky, a little extra, bear build, football player build, dad bod, but not obese or fat. Words have meaning, and technically all of them were and still are. I believe in saying what you want more than what you don't want. However, just because the profile does not list it doesn't mean that they're not filtering you out by it. And perhaps it's not as deep as a phobia or this fake body positivity movement where we pretend that unhealthy is healthy. And maybe it does extend to no Asians and no blacks. But I never understood the battle of wanting something that didn't want me back. I don't care if they don't like me over there. I'm not interested in what's over there anyways. I wasn't looking over there. Have you ever been to someone's house who has a cat that pays nobody else attention except for the person that don't like cats? How they just can't sit still and they just got to be all up in the mix and they got to keep walking back and forth and putting their tail all up in your face and like just doing the most. That's the energy that I get from femme guys. It's like they can't just sit still. They got to be doing the most. It's like everything is just such an exaggerated movement. There's a saying, if I'm too much for you, then maybe you need to find less. So I agree. You too much for me, I need something much less. I'm not asking you to shrink yourself. I just know that I need to bring myself back down here because I ain't dealing with all this rah-rah. I just don't like extra personalities. Has nothing about you being a gay man. I'm pretty sure me and Jennifer Lewis would not be good friends.
Oh, you smelling yourself today.
That type of energy would exhaust the shit out of me. Good luck to anybody who can handle it. I'm not that person. As much as I can and I would like to show up in that way, it's tiring and it is exhausting. I've been there, done that, tried it, not for me. But even with that, somebody's gonna hear some type of phobia and there's gonna be some type of internalized this and that. It's not about that, sweetie. I don't feel comfortable having to defend you with your need to always having to stand out because I'm someone that blends in and I don't like the attention. The more that I fit in, the less problems I had. And my life has been easier. And I'm not saying that you have to take my route. I'm just saying when we say that things are phobias, they're not always. I don't have a strong dislike against you. I don't have an aversion. And I definitely don't fear you. We're just misaligned. And if we're really being honest, as a black man, I don't care how other groups show up. A feminine Asian guy does not bother me as much as a black feminine guy. Let me explain. I don't see myself, nor am I offended, nor do I internalize anything when it comes to a white guy that's overly effeminate or Asian or Indian or whatever else. But as a black man, when the world sees me, they see you, and vice versa.
But what about toxic masculinity? I don't never hear you say nothing about that.
And I hear you. But what about staying on topic? Would it kill you if we did that?
Fair enough.
And as a black man, whether you're trans, non-binary, or any of that, if I'm around, I'm going to protect you and I'm going to defend you. But I'm not Superman, because if we take it back to comfort, and let's say it's about comfort, I'd rather sit than stand if I have the option. And as people, we're naturally drawn to our own. People who look like us, who we think can relate to us on at least that one level. The only 2 men in the office, the other black guy in the business lounge, the other gay guy in your flight crew. It's about a familiarity, like the black head nod to another brother that says, I see you. But when the divisions start, that's when it becomes an issue. And we know the word that's coming up. Not yet. And then if you take a look at the unwanted attention that comes with being with someone who's more femme presenting, it takes a special type of person to be able to handle that, and not all of us can. As someone who grew up being bullied, I've always wanted to fit in. I've never tried to stand out. I don't like standing out. And this is from somebody with a fiery personality that's had his hair blonde, that's had his hair red. I don't like that type of attention. My looks alone give me enough attention. And that's not being vain. That's just saying, I know what I look like. I know that people stop and stare. I've never been comfortable with the attention. Always having to defend you, always having to put out your fires. I'm not that guy. I applaud you for being able to live in your truth and to be celebrated by those people that celebrate you and to not have to shrink yourself. But you can also understand that just like it's hard for you to fit in because you were born to stand out, maybe understand that that's not all of our story. You know, I feel like don't have any problems with that, white guys, because you will see two feminine guys together and be like, who the fuck doing what? It'd be Spanish guys like that too. They be real spicy. And I think some of the younger black gays or queers or whatever they call themselves, you're likely to see two in mini skirts and carrying purses. So it works for some, not all of us. If you go on those apps, you will see guys that are saying that they specifically want your type. They do. Question is, do you want them back? And what's funny too for me is that when I was fat, insert pictures here, the fat niggas weren't checking for me. But as soon as I got fit, as soon as these abs started showing back again, these same fat motherfuckers thought they had a chance. Why? Why? You can't see your dick and you think I want to see it. You better get the fuck out of my face. Also, I believe that if it feels too good to be true, then it likely is. And it applies here too. If a person seems like they're out of your league, they are. Either leave or stick around to see what you're being used for. But make no mistake, you're being used. And what your little ears probably just heard was that, oh, that means that nobody likes me. But anybody that's with you is using you and nobody likes you genuinely. That's not the case. But if you feel like you're being used, investigate. You probably are, especially if you know that you are not who this person would normally go for. So you might prioritize brunch where everything's a debate and an argument because you need to be seen and represented. When I'm just trying to make it to the next day. I'm just trying to live. I don't want your struggles. I wish you the best. So when we see on one's profile, no fats, no femmes, what they're really saying is that I don't think you'll be able to keep up with my lifestyle and I don't think I'll be able to keep up with yours. Your relationship with food isn't the same as mine. My relationship with fitness is not the same as yours. We don't prioritize the same things in life, and that's okay. But don't take it as, oh, well, you're being superficial and you're not giving a big guy a chance because that big guy can't even admit that he's fat. He can't even admit that he's obese. The type of traveling that I like to do, I like to travel to destinations that challenge my fitness levels. I like to go hiking. I like to run. I don't travel to places just to go and eat or just to enjoy the gay scene or the nightlife or whatever. Nah, any good food, any good environments that come with that, those are bonuses. It bothers you when you see these words in a profile because you don't feel, say it with me, desired. Well, in reality, it's not about being desired. It's just a mismatch. You are not into the things that I'm into and vice versa. You automatically assume who the person is on the other end, which goes both ways because I'm also assuming who you are as the fatty and as the feminine guy over there. I'm not going to be comfortable around you. So I think that it's best that you match up with someone who is okay with all of that. Same with someone that's going to be out of breath coming up my stairs. Yeah, no. My bed has a weight limit. You're not about to break it. You ain't buy it. And some guys will say online, if I wanted a woman, I'd be with a woman or whatever. But then I also understand that there are some guys that are attracted to feminine energy and male-presenting bodies. I'm not one of them. But if I had to guess, for 98% of the people who put that in their profile, they say no fats, no femmes, is they don't want the attention that comes from being with either one of you. We can go even further into the attraction aspect of it, is that if I'm not attracted to feminine energy, then you're automatically disqualified. And if your body type is not attractive to me, then you're disqualified because of that. But these preferences aren't phobias. They're about the other person's comfort level. As some people say, rejection is protection. I live by that. Anybody that I've ever been interested in, that I wanted to meet with, and for whatever reason our schedules didn't align, I took that as a sign that I wasn't supposed to do what I was intending to do with that person. And I'm okay with that. Being rejected is a good thing. You didn't want them and they didn't want you. You don't want somebody that you have to convince to be with you. You want somebody that looks inside and that can see you for all of everything that you have to offer. Even though that's not realistic, but that's what you want and you deserve that. And who am I to deny you of it? And I can see some trying to challenge that and say that if you care what other people think, then that makes you less of a man than someone who's feminine that doesn't care what the next person thinks. And that can be your take, but I don't agree. Because it's not, again, as I said, it's not that I'm not going to defend you if it ever comes down to that. It's just that in my experience, it's always had to come down to that because y'all be having too much goddamn mouth and can't back it up. Not all of you. Some of you can windmill with the best of them. That was a joke. Sorry. But no, some of you can hold your own. Not saying that because you're effeminate, you're soft. Not saying that at all. I'm saying, in the words of Jocelyn Hernandez, I don't go everywhere ready to fight. If I'm always fighting every time I go out with you, I'm gonna stop going out with you. And at the end of the day, I'm speaking from experience, so you don't have to agree with it. I'm telling you what I've dealt with, what I've experienced. And these were my experiences with these individuals. But a fat nigga knew where the fuck to find some good ass food, I tell you that. I'm gonna holler at y'all later. Bye.
Talking spicy.
Like, comment, share, subscribe.
Yeah.